It's been nearly 20 years. The late 90s was an era where first-person shooters began to break away from the PC space and comfortably onto consoles. Heavy hitters like GoldenEye 64 and Halo Combat Evolved proved that shooters didn't have to be cumbersome or difficult to play on those platforms. But before all of that, one franchise led the way for the birth of the console shooter. Turok Dinosaur Hunter was released on Nintendo 64 in March of 1997, 7 months after the console debuted. It proved that you didn't need a keyboard and mouse to enjoy a shooter on a different platform. Turok was released to good critical reception and was an instant classic, and more than a year later, a successor was released. Nearly 2 decades have passed. 3 console generations have come and gone, and it's time to take a nostalgic trip. And not only has the original Turok Dinosaur Hunter been remastered with the help of modern bells and whistles, Turok 2 Seeds of Evil also got the same treatment. Has Nightdive Studios done this iconic and classic franchise the justice it so very needs after 2 decades? Or is it best left to oblivion? Set sometime after the events of Turok Dinosaur Hunter, you fill the role of Joshua Fireseed. Summoned by the mysterious alien Adon and the Lazarus Concordance, you are asked to fight against the evil Primogen, a powerful alien entity trapped in its own lightship by the Lazarus, in an effort to prevent the destruction of the universe. The Primogen's captivity relies on energy totems located around the Lost Land, and they're under attack by several primitive species that the Primogen has recruited to destroy them, freeing him from his prison. Each primitive species has a backstory and a reason why the Primogen uses them selfishly to fulfill his mission of being free from his captivity. The story does a decent job of laying itself out to you in the very beginning and at the start of each mission, but doesn't get in your face when the gameplay sets in. There's a healthy balance of exposition and gameplay that simply works for the game, while keeping the focus primarily on moment-to-moment combat and exploration. For a franchise that helped pioneer first-person shooters on consoles, it certainly does great on PC again. The original version was released on PC, but nowhere near this quality. What could certainly be gleefully jarring is the level design, with environments that are mostly non-linear, which fosters exploration and maybe a sense of being lost sometimes. It's refreshing and reflective of great game design of the old days when shooter campaigns didn't travel in a straight line. Controls are refined, precise, and enjoyable, with decent options to help you tweak them to your needs, which is always nice. There's a satisfying feeling you get from even simple gun mechanics. The pistol feels punchy, the Mag 60 delivers punishing damage to simpler enemies and dispatches them quickly, and the brutal impact of the shotguns feel just right up close. And yes, the wonderful cerebral bore is just as amazing as you remember it. Fans of the original will be happy to know that, for better or worse, the game's base models remain the same, but most exciting is the addition of various graphical enhancements that have been added. Notably is the inclusion of per-object motion blur applied to all moving objects, and object shadows. For those that love graphics options, there's quite a healthy amount of tuning options, but what's most pleasing is how well optimized the game is. My i5 3570K and 1070 GPU combination did well to run the game at 4K and 60 frames per second. I would have loved to see some better texture options for the games, as things are still a bit blurry, but overall, this is still the classic experience you remember with a modern glow. The Turok franchise was a glorious staple in the early Nintendo 64 era. Though its subsequent sequels didn't get as much praise, which is unfortunate, Nightdive has done a wonderful thing in bringing the originals up from the depths to show them the respect they deserve. Its character models and textures may not have aged very well, but Turok 2 is certainly worth your time and money, and people who have never experienced the opportunity certainly owe it to themselves to experience the beginning of the explosive growth of shooters on consoles when it was the most fun.